let's open up our code editor and start exploring our project directory just to see what we're working with here. So I'm going to start up my code editor. Just so you know, there's not necessarily one code editor that is better for working with React Native than another. You can use any editor that you want to use. So I'm going to open up that project directory we just created of rnstarter. And then right away, inside of here, we're going to see a couple of different files and folders. Now, as I mentioned, I generated this project ahead of time and added in just a little bit of code to it. We are going to eventually generate projects together. We'll walk through that entire process, but for right now, we're just going to use this starter project. Inside of here, you'll notice a folder called src. And then inside there is a screens directory, and then inside there is a file called home screen. If you open up that file right now, you're going to see some little bit of something that looks like HTML right there. And inside of it is the word home screen. So I'm going to assume that at this point in time, you've got your application up and running on your physical device. Hopefully you see those words home screen on your physical device. If you do, I want you to try changing the text inside of there to something else. Something like maybe, I don't know, hi there, or something similar. I'm then going to go ahead and save that immediately after. Then we should see a change automatically appear on your mobile device. You'll notice right here I'm running a simulator for iPhone and emulator for Android, just so you can see very easily what I get. But if you are running your own physical device, you should see that change appear right away. If you don't see that change appear right away, you can always close down the Expo app and rescan that QR code. One thing I want you to notice here is that we get live reload anytime that we make use or make a change to our React Native project. So in other words, anytime we change something inside of a JavaScript file, the application should automatically reload for us. There's one other thing that I want you to see very quickly. Once again, inside of my homescreen.js file, I'm going to go down to the very bottom down here, and I'm going to add in a couple of just like whatever characters like so, something that's going to definitely cause an error. So without a doubt, that is not valid JavaScript code. After putting that in there, I'm then going to save that. And then on your mobile device, you should see a big red error message like the one right here. This is going to be the error screen that you see very frequently anytime you make a typo or some kind of exception happens inside of your application. At the very top, inside this red box right here, is a description of the error that just occurred. You'll notice that inside this path right here, we're told the exact file and line that the error occurred on. So in this case, we're being told that inside the homescreen.js file, on line 17, there is some error. So if we want to fix this, well, very simply, we would go back over, delete those extra characters, save the file, and then we should see the error message go away. Now, unfortunately, if you're running an iPhone, you might not see the error message go away automatically. You'll notice that on my Android emulator, the error message did go away, but on the iPhone, it's still here. So if you still see the error message on an iPhone after you have fixed an error, or at least you think you fixed it, then there are a couple steps we can go through to manually clear this error message. First off, you'll notice that there are a couple buttons down here at the bottom of the screen that you can tap. So you could hit reload. Once you hit reload, you're almost always going to see a second error message, one that looks like attempting to reload bridge. You can hit reload again, and then hopefully the application should reload, and you'll then see your content appear on the screen again. Okay, so what we've learned here is that whenever we make a change to our project, our application should automatically reload. And if we ever cause an error, we're going to see that big red error message that tells us exactly what went wrong. And if you're running an iPhone, you might have to manually clear out that error message. Sometimes it's not going to go away automatically. Okay, so now that we've gone through some very simple things inside of our code editor, let's come back in the next video, and we're going to start to discuss, well, what React and React Native are all about. So quick pause, and I'll see you in just a minute.